Thanks to all our active patrons who have contributed a lifetime of $100 or more to reach Garuk Dong level status.
Here is the list of those special patrons in order of contributions.
If you would like to support our show, check out the CommanderSmiths at patreon.com. Welcome to the CommanderSmiths.
We are the CommanderSmiths.
I'm Adam Smith.
And I'm Lowery Smith.
Don't worry.
We're cousins.
This is episode 236, and yes, we still have Malort.
We have 3 shots that were donated by Josh D like 2-3 weeks ago at this point.
Oh,
and
my
so we
goodness.
greatly appreciate you, Josh.
We do.
And
we do. No, it's
I feel like you should have some more too. I don't know how to do that.
Yeah, I know it's not a bit.
Chicago?
It's not a bit. It is the worst shot by far that I've ever taken. Like, and I know I say it every week at this point. I dread
like people produce like that. People sell that.
So,
like people don't sell like
I went to cousin Mark's birthday party this weekend.
Right
and
on, yeah.
he brought up that we had a podcast and all. I didn't bring it up, but Mark brought up that we had a podcast and stuff to his friends and all that. And then I think,
oh, good.
Thank
for
you. That's perfect timing, Lowery. I'm impressed.
A little off.
He brought up, I think, that we take Malort, and there's a bunch of people that are from, like, David. You know, David has played with us.
Yeah,
his buddy David.
Yep.
He's from Chicago or lived in Chicago. He's like, why would you ever drink that? And then another one of his buddies jumped in, his college buddies jumped in. He's like, yeah, what is wrong with like that? That is the worst drink ever. And I live there. And it's like, yeah,
it's bad.
It's pretty terrible. It's the worst shot ever. Okay. So we might as well kick it off like we've been doing. Let's start it with the shot. That's how the show has been starting, I guess, the last couple weeks. Get it out of the way, and then we'll just do it between segments until we get to the end, and hopefully we get a staple.
Sounds wonderful.
So what are we doing on this week's podcast episode here, Lau?
All right, so Dominaria United is fully released. We all know what every card is in it. Even the commander decks, I believe there's 2, the box toppers that are there. And we are picking from all of those. For each of us have our top 5 legends from the set that we are thinking of building with, and we will discuss it. And we don't know what each other has.
So since we started the FAV5s, instead of going through all the commanders and all that stuff, we changed it up a couple sets ago. This is by far the biggest set we've had to choose from for legendary creatures. There were so many.
There's a lot of cool ones.
It probably took me an hour and a half to go through them all and decide which ones I wanted to choose. So yeah, we got a good one here for you. Unfortunately, we'll say, because of Dominaria, if we get sets like this, it's a little harder for us to do Commander 99 and garbage. So that we're going to kind of lose that this set, just because there's 100+ things we'd have to deal with.
And also I'm going to be in Nebraska for the next week. I'm going to our farm, visiting my dad, and
it's holiday weekend stuff. Yeah.
We would have done it Sunday, but we were playing games in real life.
Oh, good
for you.
Good for you.
We got roughly 11.5 hours in. 11
Hell
hours.
yeah. Well, no, we finished 11:30. That's about. Well, I guess we didn't officially start at noon, so yeah, about 11 hours.
It was
all
like
right,
12:30. Yeah.
Let's get it. Boom. Cheers.
All right.
Thanks, Josh.
Cheers, Josh. Thanks a ton. I didn't take that right. Ugh.
Ooh, just breathe.
That hit the back of the throat.
And that's what she said.
Yeah.
Good for you.
I mean, not for me. It's good for whoever did that, Josh. It's good. I'm sure Josh is feeling good right now.
I don't see Josh on there. He's not one of our drinking buddies this time around.
He's probably busy. That's why he's just giving us all his money before this, because now he could just take time off. He's like, I don't have to donate anything for like a month.
Oh man. Okay, so if you guys don't remember, the change of the format with the donating live stuff is we are what we got the next 2 weeks or whatever we're doing that.
What?
That we have to take Malort. We have to do this week, next week, and one more week. So 3 weeks.
Well, this week and then next week it's 2 Malorts, 1 regular, and then it's 3 Malorts the next week.
Okay.
And then
we're clear.
That's where we're at.
And
then
we have the new pricing for Malort. So you spec Malort shot people, your spec shots are no longer taking effect. But yeah, so we aren't doing fire beans during the cast because that just was very distracting. So that is still in play, but it's only when we're doing the Commander games. Speaking of, that will be coming up.
Allowing you guys to distract us during the game.
So that'll be coming up.
And we have excuses why we play poorly.
Exactly. Well, and it makes more sense because like you have more downtime in a game like that. And if there's something going on, we worked it out. We did the logistics of it all. And we're like, okay, I think this format will be better for that. So, okay. So we have the Fav5s today. We have a Stump the Smith Savant from Nicholas Genova, I think is his name. And I think I said it right, actually. I think it's Genova. And it is not a Discord person. So this is see, if you're not a part of the Discord or a Patreon or anything, you can submit stuff to us. So this is another example of that. With us 2 weeks in a row, we have 2 people that aren't in the Discord that have entered. So we got that.
And with the Patreon, I saw the Grook's level added the couple people on there, right?
So we did have we did announce that a couple weeks ago. Yeah. So we did get like 4 or 5 people that made it to Garuk's Dong level this month. So we'll have new ones coming up in a couple days here for I think there might be 1 or 2 that hit the next Garuk Dong. We got to give away these mats because I'm a little behind on sending them all out. So if you haven't received them yet, you've hit Garuk Dong level. They're coming. It's just there's been a lot of stuff we've been sending out. We've been giving away a lot of shit. So it's been hard to like keep up with everything.
And that means we appreciate all the support that you're doing. That was good, wasn't it? Yeah.
Good job.
That's all I need to do, right?
And then we still have our staple verses from last week that we never did because we went 2 hours long.
We do.
So
yeah.
So that's gonna be coming up.
It was long.
So let's talk really quick. How was the in real life games, dude? That was a lot of fun. It
was enjoyable.
I played every one of my new decks, and I played one oldie, and then everything else was new. And that was a fun day of Magic. We had a smaller group. We normally can get up to 3 pods or so.
Yeah, I think we generally can get around 12, and then like more than that, but people rotate in and then we just we topped out at 8 this time, and that was still a ton of fun.
We did 2 6-person games that went shorter than the last 4-person game we did.
That 4-person game was like 2.5 hours. That was brutal.
Well, the last like 45 minutes is me thinking. I played an Atom turn, and so that was
I went poop and came back, and you guys were still going.
Didn't you like help clean up my kitchen too? Because I thought I heard like you putting dishes.
Absolutely.
I was like, all right, this wasn't as bad. It only took me like 15 minutes to clean after you guys left.
Normally, you're the one cleaning up because we kill you first.
Not today. I was close.
It's not. You won that game, right?
Yeah, I got down to 1 life. And then I figured it out later. I think I gained over 100 life, and number 2 probably got me down 90% of that back down to that 1. Like, I think he did 90% of the damage to me because he was going at me. I was like, motherfucker. And then the best part. Okay, so really, should we set the table of this one? So I was playing Captain N, and you were playing Rafine, right? And
no. I was playing
Hinata, that's right.
Versus Chun-Li.
Number
2 had Chun-Li.
And then
Lucas had Gyrus.
The Hydra deck. And so I got out
Hydra Reanimator.
I got out slower than everybody, but then the big thing I got out was the Knight or the High Tower, what's his name? Something High Tower.
Haunt of High Tower.
Haunt of High Tower. And it's a milling deck, so he got big really quick, and then Lowery tried to kill him, but made a little mistake, and then it actually got even bigger.
It was a big mistake.
So then I
just fucking wasted cards. Fucking stupid.
I got a lot of life, and then got another turn and got a lot more life. So I was up to like 60 at some point, and then it was all out at me. And then I got down to 2, but I had out what was it, Mesmeric Orb, which was milling the shit out of all of us, but
that's what killed me.
and number 2 specifically. And then
No, I killed him.
Oh, you killed him just straight up damage without the mill
with
part?
the Chandra's Ignition.
Oh,
for 8.
that's right. That's a good point. I forgot
That
about
was
that.
me.
Yeah,
I'll
good
take
job.
that point.
There you go. Yeah, if we had the point system, you'd have it. But yeah, so he just needed to, he was like, hey, Lowery, kill his Mesmeric Orb, and I'll take out Adam. I can kill Adam. And you're like, oh, fuck, I can't do anything. He's like, Lucas, take his Mesmeric Orb, and I can kill Adam. It's like, dude, I can't. I'm all tapped out. I don't have anything to do it. The reason why he wanted to do it is if he could take out Mesmeric Orb, he had Thassa's Oracle, which would have milled himself out, and he would have won the game. So he would have stayed true to, he would have killed me, but he would have killed everybody at the same time. And I really wish it would have happened that way. But yeah, it didn't. You killed him with Chandra's. I got you with Mill. And then the problem with Lucas's deck is it was a anti-mill. It had that one card in it from Throne of Eldraine.
Guy's Blessing.
Yeah, and so it was reshuffling. He reshuffled his deck like
so many times,
6 or 7 times.
Yeah,
and so I had to kill him with damage instead. So that was actually the point of why I changed.
Mesmeric Orb's a good card.
Yes, it is. But that's the reason why I changed Brewvac out, is because if I hit decks that have like a random Eldrazi in there, or that card, which that not even on my radar, but that card being in there, that just fucks it. If somebody can reshuffle continuously, Brewvac was just pointless. There was no way I could kill you. It was just game over. Whereas this turned into more of an attack.
That's where you would have to play cards that like exile a card on command.
Yeah.
So something like Surgical Extraction, or there's another black card, but there's not a lot of options in blue-black.
But if you're playing Brewvac, you're only blue. So you're kind of in, you know what I'm saying? Like if you're just, what are you shaking your head at?
No, Renshai is not thinking of Library of Lang, right?
Oh,
because that's a discard. So like it's good against wheel decks. Right. Library of Lang is not a mill.
Yeah, it allows you to put it, instead of putting it in your graveyard, to put it back on top of your library. Right? Yeah.
But that's only if you're discarding from hand.
But the problem is Brewvac is only blue, so a lot of those cards to take those cards out are tough. But yeah, so
Thank you, Extirpate.
It was a tough, grindy win, but it eventually came. But yeah, it was a good night. I played Duke a lot of times. So I'm going to say this one thing with Duke. It won one game with the help of my henchman, Joe, my brother, Joe. He was my, like, not a planned assassin, but he just went after everybody but me. And I was like, well, this doesn't seem fair. I still had like kind of the win because I had the Ajani alt win where I was about to gain 15 more life than whatever. So Duke won one game, but I played him a lot. He is my he's really fun. He's really fun to play because he doesn't do the same thing. Like I went through the dungeons so many, for some reason I was hitting the dungeon dudes a lot, but I went through so many dungeons, the Undercity stuff. I think I went through them like 5 times. Like there was one game, I think I went through it 3 times, the dungeon. Like that's how many triggers it was getting. And it just doesn't, every game is different because it's like, okay, which guy am I wanting to myriad to attack multiples and get the triggers? And what am I going to do here?
I mean, you had the Bronze Dragon.
Oh God.
Which was
the Copper Dragon. Copper
Dragon. You were about
you
to
bastard.
That. And it would have gone to 4 other players.
5.
And so he would have,
it was 5
everybody
because it was a 6-person game.
So,
it was 6-person game.
So it would have been 5 total.
Yeah.
And you fake rolled and you would have had over 60 treasure. And
you son of a bitch.
I was like,
the blue players were tapped out. Yeah, the blue players were tapped out. I think Lucas was tapped out, and then I knew what Tom's deck, he didn't have anything that dealt with it. So I was like, all right, am I going to do this? All right, I'm going to do this. So I play it, and I'm like, all right, I'm going to move to attack. And you're like, no path to exile. I'm like, son of a bitch, Lowery, because none of you had flyers. All 5 of them were going to hit.
It was going to be brutal.
Oh,
going to be brutal. I won that game, by the way. It was pretty handy.
That was,
I had Sire Stagnation on turn 4.
Dude, that was
insane. So everybody was still playing lands. I was drawing 12 cards per turn,
Oh,
It
good
was
for
rolling.
you.
Everybody, I got killed real quick the next game.
Yeah,
Everybody
you
fucking
did.
hated me for that
Oh,
one.
how long did you wait that next game? You got killed. Well, it looked like it was going to end. That was another 6-player game, and then it looked like it was going to end pretty quick. But it was only what?
Then it didn't.
It was maybe another. You waited 45 minutes,
don't know.
maybe.
Can we talk about how good number 2's Blanca deck is?
I know that's on my
that
notes.
Thing's insane.
I just wrote in real life games, Blanca was brutal.
Yeah. if you're building a Blanca deck,
yes, I am.
like
yes.
realize that it's very, very good.
And the cool thing is, I looked at number 2's Blanca deck. It's a very different build, not like extremely different, but it's different builds a lot. There's going to probably be 30 or 40 different cards. So I'm happy about that, because what I was worried, I was like, I want to look at his deck and see what it's going to be like. If mine's going to be exactly the same, then it's like, well, that sucks.
Right.
If we go to, game night, I'm not going to play my Blanca if he's playing Blanca. But fuck, Blanca was amazing. I am pretty sure that every time he played Blanca, he won that game.
Not at least the second 6-person game. He knocked me out, and then he was next out a couple turns later.
Oh, was he playing it the second 6-person game? Okay. So then that'd be the only loss that I saw.
What was it? He commander damaged me on like turn 4. It was brutal because he double stroked it. I had no creatures to block.
Then he's like, I can kill Lowery. And then he's like, should I do it? And Lucas is like, I don't think you can do it. Just and then I jumped in. I was like, nah, you can't do it. And then you did it. And he's like, well, you told me that I couldn't do it, so I did it. And then, that was
it was a super good deck, though.
Yeah, number 2. Yeah, he said 2 out of 3. So that was fun. Blanca's awesome. I'm excited to get mine finished. By the way, side note, I'm probably gonna be working on that spotlight this week because you're gonna be leaving on Thursday, so I won't
do any extra stuff this week.
So I'll probably jump on and do some of that. And then Akiri, I played Akiri twice. That's might be overtaking my Yuriko deck. Like, it's just super strong. Like, I don't know.
Okay.
It won both times that I played it, and one of them was I got Cyclonic. We both got Cyclonic Drift in that one. Wasn't both of you and I in that one? And it came back quick. That was with Cole, or who was somebody?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I think so.
It came back with that one. So Akiri's just a pretty solid deck. We had kind of a talk in Discord today about treasures and stuff, but having the switch from my partner commander being Kadama to the other guy that has the golems was such a better switch, because not only does it
becomes
create
a threat hardcore.
It not only does it like make a golem that's an artifact, but then every time I'm sacrificing a treasure, those two are getting bigger. So actually, I think both games I won was one with the golems doing the damage and not,
because I mean they both turn into 2020s.
Yeah,
like
it's insane.
It's quite good. Yeah.
So that was fun. What decks did you all play? Because I played with you, besides the 6-person games, I was in 1 or 2 games with you
once. Yeah. So Refined did really well again. Like, it seems like it's a very consistent, very strong deck, because it played very similar to the way it did in SmithCon. So I'm happy with that deck. I had a couple of bummer decks, like my Will and Mike deck did not perform very well. So I kind of looked at it today and switching some stuff around. My Dragon's Approach, Calmax didn't do very well. I played that twice.
You got me out with that one. I was like,
again, but then I was dead like next turn. Like, there wasn't anything there. But like I said, Rafine was really good. The Kenrith deck ran really, really smooth. Like, everybody fucking hated that.
Yeah.
Because I was gaining at the end there, I was gaining like 40 life, and everybody'd lose 40 life. Yeah. And then I was able to dome somebody for 40. It was it was quick.
Even the Teferi's protection did not save that person from that was the
like, you come back, you're dead.
Yeah, that was the Sire of Stagnation when you played that, and then we were playing that deck, and it was
really good.
Even when did you say that Megarum was out and you were having to discard, and you're like, well, I'm discarding like 7 and losing 14, but I'm gonna gain 20, so I'm all good.
Yeah. I don't think it was quite that much, but I was discarding like 3 to 5.
Yeah, they were like, what's your life at, Lowery? 65. What the fuck?
I was like, but I could be at 80. because I have that much mana. It just depends on what I want to do with it.
Oh, good
was-
for you.
It ran pretty well,
Yeah,
and there's a reason why I died really quick the next game. So,
Oh, you know, I should have given you the M Bison one because that should have been the. Oh no, you're making a deck with the M Bison, right?
yeah, I haven't made that one yet. Yeah. But otherwise, I was pretty happy with some of it. I actually came home and I was like, I'm killing this deck. I'm killing
Oh,
this
really?
deck. Yeah, I'm probably gonna get rid of Dragon's Approach, but I also want to work on it a little bit. And Will and Mike is close to being killed. I'm gonna get rid of Glenn.
Glenn, you didn't even play Glenn. You didn't play.
I didn't. But the thing is like I think it's very similar to a Layla and Refine, and so it's like both of those decks, but not as good as either.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm gonna probably get rid of Trey Lasara. Reasons we'll talk about today.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm gonna say it's an upgrade.
All right.
So I mean, I just kind of came back and I was like, I'm really digging these decks. These ones need work, and then I'm like, you know what? These ones can kind of go.
Yeah.
Oh, Kelsey and Mike go too.
Yeah, I had well, I played Captain N last because I was like, it's a slow deck and all that, and I was borderline kind of like, I either need to revamp it or I'm going to kill it. I think after playing it, I'm like, I'm just going to revamp it. It's actually Brewvac now. It's turned into Captain N,
right?
And now I think I'm going to tweak it because I think the problem with it after playing it is I'm playing it like the Brewvac where I'm just milling people. Like Mesmeric Orb is still going to stay in there, but that's a mill on their upkeep. I don't get the benefit from that. I need the mill when I'm casting spells and then taking stuff. And so it needs to be on my turn.
Yeah, in Captain N though, it seems like it's still a mill plan, but you have creatures to be able to block and survive and make it so that it's not just mill.
Yeah.
And so like the game went long, which is nice for you, because if it's short, that means you didn't have anything to block when you die. Right. One cool interaction. So Joe was playing Captain Edward, but his version, and then I was facing Chun-Li. So number 2 had Chun-Li, and I was playing Beantown Bullies.
Oh, this is pretty.
And I was just giving Joe like 11/11 trample the Titan. It was so fun. And then at the end, I was like, okay, I'm going to you're going to skip 2 turns. You're going to get Eater of Days.
Oh, he's such a douche. I'm going to pull up hang on. I just want to, so Eater of Days, just so we know people watching, Eater of Days, so you can see what you're talking about there.
It was super douchey. It was as douchey as I thought it was.
So flying trample, when it comes into play, you skip your next 2 turns. That's why. Okay. So I was trying to figure out, because you both number 2 and Joe, and you were like, yeah, Joe doesn't play for the next 2 turns. I was like, did you just like tap down his stuff? And like, I didn't realize he skips his next 2 turns.
Yeah. So I gave that to Joe just to focus on number 2.
Yeah.
And then I went to basically kill number 2. I knew I had 2 turns, and he flashes in a Hullbreaker horror.
Oh, Hullbreaker, yeah. Or is it Hullbreacher?
I have to waste my heroic intervention.
Is it Hullbreacher horror or Hullbreaker horror?
Hullbreacher or Hullbreaker.
No, you're right.
Hullbreaker.
Okay,
yep. And so so he survives. He starts bouncing my stuff, and it was a fight. And basically, I had to leveler number 2 to exile his graveyard, and then he milled himself out that way. But by that time, I was down to like 2, and Joe got a turn, and he's like, "You're dead." I'm like, so cheated leveler in. And that exiled his library.
Oh yeah. Because that's when because you guys are playing on the second half of the table, and I looked over and I was like, it looks like number 2 is gonna win this. And then all of a sudden he's packing up his cards, and I'm like, wait, what the fuck is going on?
So Beamtown's really powerful. I don't know how it's going to do in a
4-person, because that was a
4-person game.
Because you have to kind of spread it out a little bit. Because what do you have stuff in that deck where it's your blockers? Like, are you just wide open if you're just giving all this stuff to people?
Kind of. A lot of the stuff though that I'm giving, I probably gave like the cheapest stuff, the easiest stuff for me to cast. And then I started at the end. I was like, okay, powerful stuff. But there's some cards that like, they're sacrificing half their permanents. And
oh God, you're a dude.
Yeah.
So wait,
or all of their permanents, and they just get the cast spells from the top 6 cards of the library. Like,
so did you lose to your own creatures killing you then? The ones that you gave?
right. No. What I
What
did
did-
was I was trying to find an answer with that Doom Wake horror. Fucking the one where you can surveil 2 and pay 2 life. And so I was self-milling.
Horror. Trying to find. You said Doom Wake
It's
horror?
Doom something. Doom Whisperer. There we go. Doom Whisperer. So I milled. I think I hit myself at 14 and brought myself down to 2, just trying to find answers and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
And I didn't have to. I shouldn't have done that. I think I was still dead, but it killed me. But it was a fun deck. Really, really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I wish I could have seen that deck. That's what's funny is we kind of had this talk last night. You guys brought it up where the wives are like, "How do you guys play Magic? There's no way you play Magic for 12 hours." And it's like, and not get bored. And it's like, well, if I could stay awake and not be like tired, I could do it for days, you know? Like that's why we have guys weekend. When we go out to Lutzen, it's just we play Magic until late, we go to bed, wake
like
up,
everybody gets there Friday night, we have dinner, and then we play for 6 hours.
Yeah, and then we go to bed
for 6 hours, wake up and go, what the fuck did we do? And then go back to playing for the next 14 hours.
How many times are the last times we've gone up to like, well, you don't normally go snowboarding, but you're like going to go like cross country skiing or something like that. And then all the other people that are going to go, like myself and others are going skiing and snowboarding are like, let's just play Magic instead. Let's save our money.
It's so much cheaper.
Let's just drink and play Magic. We go the entire day. And it's like, seriously, I played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games in 12 hours. And I feel like I could have played more. I mean, if I wasn't tired, you know, there's so many more decks I could have played. So I really wish I could have seen Beamtown because I haven't seen that one in action. Like, even on stream, we haven't done that yet, and I haven't seen it in real life yet. So I really don't kill that deck because I want to see you play that one.
I liked it. I think I'm going to look at it a little bit, but I enjoyed it.
Sweet.
So I thought it was going to be overpowering, and I think it's just the right amount because it might not do anything in the meantime, and then it's like, boom, I'm killing you. Boom, I'm killing you.
Yeah.
And so,
well, build your deck out of nowhere. Like, was number 2 even down in life at that point when you did that?
Yeah. Okay. So I was basically going to kill him with that attack, and then he flashed in the hull breaker.
The horror.
Yeah, because I was, he was getting hit with 11/11s, tramples, and shit like that. Like he was getting hit pretty quick. But again, the question is if there's another player, if there's that 4th player, things get spread out. Chun-Li, I think, would take over a little bit. I did have Dense Foliage, by the way, was an all-star. Check that card out. It's very good right now.
Let me just Dense. I didn't even spell it right.
It's a green enchantment that says that spells can't target creatures.
Oh, yeah. No, I hated that.
The one in the middle.
Because that was the one that I was going at. I was trying to stop you from killing all of us because I had Heliod's intervention and I couldn't target any of your shit. But it affects it. So it's not even that. It's like it fucks with people that are trying to put spells on their, like, target their own stuff to put on.
Yeah.
So that
stops auras.
Yeah.
You can't, like, spot removal is dead.
Yeah, that was a good
but
card.
Also just like pumps, like from Blanca, kills Chun-Li. It protects your stuff from any like instant speed removal. It's a fantastic card.
I'll say just kind of a side note talking about Blanca and Chun-Li, and we've seen Ken. We saw Ken on stream a couple weeks ago. You guys can watch that video. They're all really strong. I don't know if, like, the games I played with number 2, he didn't win with Chun-Li. But the thing is it was so powerful. And the game that last game, he could have just kept Cyclonic Rifting, but he chose not to because he did have the right ideas. He's just bringing Mesmeric Orb back to my hand. It cost 2, and I was able to cast everything again. So he probably had us locked down, but then he was going to have to keep milling himself down. And he was just coming at me, but I had, remember, gone up to 65 life. So it was going to take quite a few turns of doing that over and over and over again.
That's true.
So, but Chun-Li, super powerful, but that's, I think, the the threat of it is that you can see what spells are under it. So it's like killing her right away. Like that was my thought every time in the game. I was like, oh shit, okay, that is my target, that is my target. So it becomes a target because you can see where all the spells are. But all those 3 commanders, I'd like to see the other ones built at this point because those are the only 3 I've seen built. But those 3 so far are pretty damn powerful. So, but yeah,
the only one I don't like is Ryu.
That
one's bad.
The untap ability or whatever with it. Yeah,
for like 5. That one's bad.
Well, maybe because you thought Ken was going to be bad, not necessarily bad, but not as good as it was.
I thought that had potential, and that was better than
Dragging Me Down. It was a pretty good Ken deck he has going there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Should we move on?
Let's do this.
Winner, 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 winner.
A Smith
Always pays his debts.
Winner next to another winner.
Games are so fun, so enjoyable.
Well, yeah, we just talked about it for 30 minutes.
Yeah, easy.
You know what I like
because
about
I didn't
it
even talk about
the Discord didn't even, or the chat didn't even say anything. They're just listening because it's fun to like just chat about the games you had and all that.
Because
maybe there's nobody on.
Like I could even talk about that last game with Hinata as your port. Are you ready?
Yep, I'm ready.
Okay. That last game, I made huge mistakes. I was just like, it was still fun, still enjoyed.
Well,
so,
let me take
Josh.
This
appreciate you. Thank you for supporting the show.
God damn it.
That's 2. That's 2. Best part of playing Magic is eating pizza all day.
Yeah, that's all I ate yesterday.
So bad. Yeah.
But it's different kinds of pizza. So it's like you're having different meals. You're having like a breakfast pizza, you're having a cheeseburger pizza, you're having just your regular pepperoni and sausage pizza, all that fun stuff. No, really, last little note with what you said there. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
The mistakes got to me again. So I was like, are we going to do another fucking episode of mistakes and misplays and shit? But I will say with Captain N, the hard part is I'm looking through everybody's mill that I just did, so it's like I just milled everybody half their libraries, and now I have to decide on one artifact or one creature that I get to take, and it's like, fuck, like what do I need? And I missed so many things that would have won me the game here and then won the game here. I ended up winning, but it was like I missed at least 4 to 5 things that could have won me the game and made the game last 30 minutes less, and it sucks. But you got to move on from it. Remember when I played Croxa and I completely so here's the biggest, you were in that game because
Yes, I was.
I haven't played Croxa in forever. So I played Croxa to make everybody discard. And then I put it in the command zone. And then I played Exhume. And I'm like, all right, bring it back. Oh shit, Croaks is not there. I was like, son of a bitch, what did I do? But yeah, so you just got to move on from it. I lost that game because of self-destruct. No, it was just, who do we play in that one? Did you
Lucas was there with us.
Oh, I think Lucas took that, didn't he?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Yep.
That is all the game talk. We're going to move on. Let's get in our takes so we can get to the actual episode here.
Stacks.
So you guys can support this podcast by donating $1 or more. Gets you into the Discord. Get you playing games. Discord games. Like I said, we're going to be doing that, especially now that we get into the fall season here and winter. It's easier to play games. We're going to be playing probably at least twice a month. And we also are going to have two-headed giant. Double-headed. Uh-oh, Malort's hitting.
You think this is Requiem for a Dream or something?
I get that reference. That's exactly where my mind when I hear double-headed, I immediately think of that scene. That's a disturbing movie. And you don't ever watch it on weed because it's really bad to watch that.
On weed.
Like, the first time I saw it, I was just like, what the fuck is going on? Anyways, $1 more gets you in the Discord. Like I said, two-headed giant. We're gonna be working out some stuff here with a big two-headed giant day battling the CommanderSmiths, myself and Lowery here. But $5 or more gets you proxies each month. The higher you move on the tiers, You can get foil proxies and all that stuff, and more proxies as you go on there. Another way to support the show financially is watch this stream live on YouTube, and you can donate like we're taking these shots, like we're taking jelly beans and all that. Anytime we do that, anytime we're live, you can donate. So if you don't want to be on a subscription each month, just jump on there and just donate there. And that's also a way to torture us and make us do fun stuff. So also free way to support the show. Jump on YouTube, subscribe. We're getting close to 1,000 subscribers, guys. That is our big goal. We'll have bigger goals after we get there. There'll be a big prize once we get there. We haven't figured out what we're going to do for the giveaway yet, but there'll be something huge once we get there. And we're getting really close on nailing that in. There's a ton of stuff we do there. Not only do we do the podcast live, you can see that 2 days before the audio version hits. You can also interact with us there. But we also have twice a week curated MTG, which is not only on YouTube, but it's on TikTok. And what was today's curated MTG, Larry? Do you remember?
Today was Shrieking Drake. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Lately, I've been really on point with just like the intro. I know what the curated was.
You're there.
It's all here right now.
You know what it is?
Dementia will be later. Oh, it's the Malloy. It's setting my body chemistry right. All right. Shrieking Drake.
Needed.
1 blue, 1/1 flyer. When it ETBs, you need to return a creature back to your hand. And so it is a really cool like reset in Animar, or is it Loris that gets you clue tokens. So any deck that you want to play more creatures, this is a good spot to be doing it.
Popping it back to your hand, playing it again.
Yeah.
Yep. And it's a 1-drop 1/1 flyer, right?
Yeah, super cheap.
Super easy. But yeah, the biggest thing on those curateds is, especially on YouTube and TikTok, watch them through, give them a like. That's how you guys can make those suckers go viral. For viral, it's just, it's CommanderSmith viral. You guys.
That's not like we got Post Malone on there or anything.
Right, exactly. It's our kind of viral. It's the best kind.
Right.
We have
kind of viral, like 20, 30 people.
Yeah. And then we also have our spotlight decks, which we tend to do each week. It'll really be picking up here once we get, like I said, fall. We're getting out of summer. We don't have vacations and all that stuff anymore. So fall we'll start getting into stuff again more. But we've been doing the spotlight stuff. It's either a spotlight doing a brand new deck, like I'll be working on finishing Blanca this week. Hopefully finishing it this week. I probably won't. We'll see. But you had actually a spotlight. Did you do spotlight last week? Oh yes, you did. You did switcheroo. So that's the other version when you're just doing upgrades. So what was you did like 3 or 4. We had some technical difficulties in the beginning, got things running.
Yeah. I kind of worked on Ishin, and then that one I think went to shit, so that's not going to be there. But then I did some others. Savine. I complimented myself, and then my brain just went to goo.
Then you totally didn't redeem yourself.
Tessia, Savine, and
I'm gonna say
Alayla.
There you go.
There we go. Got there.
I'm backing up a comment quick because this deserves to be read. Renshai said, "We're the kind of viral that you need medication for." So that's yeah. I mean, that'd
be venereal.
I mean, come on. I gave you gout over the microphone over stream. Right. I don't know how that happened, but it did. And that's just, it's a wonder. Watch our episodes.
I would guess that was genetics. Like,
but it wasn't age
as
thing.
Active. Or...
I'm a year older. So if it's genetics, it's just weird that it happened.
I think based off
next
of, I think
week.
less, I think it was gout COVID. That's what happened. We both got gout COVID.
Gout toe. Gout. Yeah. Or
I miss talking about gout every week.
Oh man, that was bad, man. I hated that so much.
I still have pain all the time.
I'm
I'm
on gout medication, buddy. Otherwise, I probably would. So, okay. So that is. There's tons of videos on there. We have all other stuff. We have the battle boxes. We have the Discord games. Like I said, twice a month we're gonna try doing that. Proxy time is gonna be a here and there kind of thing. We'll see how that goes. So that's YouTube. You can also follow us on Discord Lite, which is also known as Twitter. That's where we post post most of our stuff, but not all of it. It's probably like 5% of what we post on the Discord. Everything that we do, though, like YouTube, sometimes the card trade stuff, that'll make it on there, the voting and all that stuff. Everything that we're doing as a podcast, as a content thing, content creators, does get posted there. So if you just want to know, hey, when are they doing stuff? Just follow us on Twitter, and that is gold in there. You can also direct message us there, or you can direct message us by shooting us an email at CommanderSmith@gmail.com. And that is, I didn't have my buttons ready. Why did I do that? That is where you can send the suggestions for this. It's time for everyone's favorite game show, Stump the Smith Savant.
I'm sorry. I don't know why it's itchy.
Your beard's itchy?
That pizza.
Oh, that pizza. What did you see? Number 2, he said he had lots of poops. Lots of poops today.
Yeah, I had lots of poops too. That wasn't surprising.
That's like my normal day. It's like 3 a day.
Yeah.
I'm a 3 a day pooper.
I'm a 2 to 3 a day.
I'm a 3.
Just depends on how stressed I am and want to get away from the kids. I'm pooping.
I want to be on my phone. Leave me alone. Lay off me. I'm starving. A lot of I don't want to get into poops. No, I'm getting into descriptive. Too much TMI here. A lot of times the first poop is like kind of like the plug, and then I do that, and then it's like 10 minutes later. It's like, nope, this is the real thing because that plug was holding it all in.
That'd be that mayo blockage you got.
All right, if you guys don't know how this game works, I'm going to read the flavor text of a card, and Larry's going to try to guess the card by asking yes or no questions. Every yes, he'll hear this.
Hello, boobies.
Every no, he'll hear this.
Wrong, 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 wrong.
He will get up to 5 wrong guesses before he is considered stumped. He gets up to 3 clues. The card has to be in at least 5,000 EDH rec decks or more. If Lowery can get everything about the card but can't get the name, he will get the initials of the card. If he still has 1 clue remaining, he will get a bonus clue that will help a little bit more with that name. This week's stumper again is Nicholas Genova. And the cards we have online is, and we are in week 7. So next week is week 8. If we get past this week and make it to next week, we add a 3rd card. So currently, if Nicholas wins, he doesn't win just only the Forbidden Orchard, just the regular. He also wins the Ancient Brass Dragon, regular printings of each of those. So, like I said, you can send those to our email, or if you're part of the Discord, you can direct message me. All right, so here we go. When gods become apathetic, the people will worship anyone who answers their pleas. Kiora. When gods become apathetic, the people will worship anyone who answers their pleas. Kiora. And a jackal has been guessed.
Jackal. Okay, so clearly this is going to be, probably Theros. It makes me want to say okay, this is not my guess, but I want to say Temple of Abandon, which is the red-green Scryland. That might be right. Okay.
And the side note is
Kiora.
The chat has been eliminated, so Larry can't see it, but the chat can guess. So people that are listening, watch live. You guys can guess along live and see if you can. So far, Dempsey is normally the one that gets it right. I mean, he has a pretty consistent record on this.
He's very good at this. All right. So is this from a set based in Theros?
Hang on. I don't think so. I'm pretty sure not.
Wrong, 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 wrong.
Almost.
All right. Temple of the False God.
Motherfucker! You motherfucker! How did you do it? How did you do it? I didn't even give you a clue.
It's in my brain.
God damn it! Oh, son of a bitch! How did you do that? That's crazy. How did? What gave it away? Like, what was the thing? Like, because I was like trying to see how many.
No.
in?
It was just that it wasn't in Theros, but it had Kiora.
Oh, that's crazy. Holy shit. Oh, dude, I wasted all that time on those clues.
So the assumption that I had was when you said no, and it's very Theros-esque. And so that would tell me that this probably was printed in a Commander product, which printing has. Originally it was from Elspeth.
Scourge.
Well, yeah, that, but this flavor text comes from a dual deck,
right?
Kiora versus Elspeth, and
they've kept it.
And I bought that. I was like, this is awesome. I love this art. I remember it specifically. Yeah, that's the printing now.
This is yep. So
once you said it wasn't Theros, I went,
dude,
that makes a ton of sense.
Listen to this. Like listen to this clue. This art features a merfolk leaping out of the water with a large Rohan-like city in the background. Doesn't it look like Rohan back there from Lord of the Rings? You know what I'm talking about? It's on the hill.
Yeah.
All that.
Yeah.
I didn't want to say a temple. I was trying not to get rid of that, give away too much. And then, fuck, I can't believe you got, you know how many decks this is in? 173,000 EDH rec decks. My biggest giveaway was going to be that the deck that has it in the most decks is Kozilek, the Great Distortion deck. Yeah, so I was like, all right, then I'll help him be colorless. Jeez, that was good. And now
there we go.
Gave it away with his answers to the first question. How did I give
mean,
it away?
that's not something I would blame you for though either. Like the hesitation of, I don't think this is Theros, and then you gave me the wrong.
There's so many times where I have to be like, I have to try to figure. And I think last week I asked you for clarification on which Innistrad block, like other Innistrad stuff there was, just to make sure. But this one, what I was doing was going scroll to see if it was in Theros. Any of that.
It's been printed so many times.
It wasn't in there. Yeah, it's interesting because you have this art, the original art from the Scourge here, and that stayed with it. There was one printing that kept the flavor text here. When it switched over, I saw it somewhere. Where did that go? Kira. There it is. So I don't know which one that is, but it gave the old flavor text. Other than that, when they switched over the art, this is the only one that seems more recent. What is that?
That seems weird.
Yeah, Commander 2021.
Commander Legends.
Yeah. So it switched it to the old school flavor, but kept the art the same. So
weird. That's pretty weird.
Yeah. Oh, Renshai wasn't accusing me for blaming, but yeah, that was good. That was good. I'm impressed, Lowery. Good job, buddy.
There we go.
All right. So
you know what we should do? We should take another shot.
All right, hang on a second.
Get this out of the way.
You
guys can send in your suggestions to the email, not Twitter, but the email, or DM him on Discord.
Oh, that is also.
I don't see any of this.
Nicholas Genova, if you want to, you can sign 2 of those and send them to us. If you want our mailing address, just let us know. You can email us or whatever.
Assuming that you have 20 of these laying in bulk.
Yeah, you should. And what happens is, see this wall back there where the boobies are and that dragon is there? They make it up on our walls. So we keep everything that you guys send us. So if you guys want to, anytime that you do not stump the Smith Savant, you can send those in. There was one other thing. No, I think that was it for that. So we will be on week 8 next week. And if Lowery is not stumped next week, we will have 3. So, all right, let's repay our last debt and move on to our Fave 5s. Ooh, here we go. All right, here we go. Fuck you, my lord.
Oh, that almost came out. Oh. The third one's always the worst. It just gets worse.
It is so bad. So bad. Okay. All right.
All right.
Whew. Okay. All right. So, okay. I don't have a FAV5. So, Lowery, when we don't have a button, what do we hit?
Here you go, AJ.
I don't want a relationship. I just want bang, bang, bang. I don't want to know your name. I just want bang, bang, bang.
By the way, I am drinking a Crazy Camper Apricot Cream Ale.
Right.
That's not my Malort.
That's a lot. Yeah. I'm drinking Rainbow Sherbet from Prairie Artisan Ales, and it's very like pink lemonade-ish. It's like a sour. So pretty good.
Mine's from Moose Lake, Minnesota. So pretty good. I like this. Actually, I was drinking this this weekend. I made sure to save one for the cast. Okay. So what we were doing here is Lowery and I went through all the commanders, beep, boop, 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 and picked out our favorite 5 commanders that we want to build. It doesn't mean that they are the best commanders that are there. It's just the ones that we want to build with. So this is very subjective of whatever. We'll give our reasons why and all that. And then we're just going to share them with you guys. So we may overlap. We may not. I think we did not overlap. I think for the last 2, right?
We didn't last time. No.
Yeah.
I don't remember 2 times ago. Clearly, I don't have that kind of memory capacity.
Malort.
But I have
Malort.
I have 8. I didn't cut any of them, and so I'm just gonna fit in ones when we overlap. I'm gonna be like, yeah, that's a good one. I almost picked that, and then move on to the next one. That's my plan.
Can you promise me when we have the same one, can you do that voice though? We're almost picked one.
Yes.
So I know.
I will.
Okay.
I will totally play it off
right.
as real.
So in that case, then I should probably go first because then you can kind of figure out your.
So I can do that voice. All right.
All right.
Give me.
All right. I actually ordered mine from 5 to 1. So
I will too.
Yeah, I will too. So my first that I want to potentially build is that the one that's from that Legend box topper. It's Zyra, the Golden Sting, which is the 1 black, red, green. It is an insect assassin, 3/3 flying haste. When it attacks, put an egg counter on another target creature without an egg counter on it. When that creature dies, if it had an egg counter on it, draw a card and create a 1/1 black flying insect token creature. It's not like that exciting. That's why it's number 5 for me, but it's kind of cool. It's adding these little counters we have a lot of board wipes in our game. There's a lot of things that happen. I'm like, it'd be kind of sweet to get a benefit from this. I don't know how I would specifically build this. Would this be my main commander? She would have a lot of draw built on it and creating the meat force, kind of building an insect with that. But I don't know how I would abuse it. So that's why it's 5 for me. I guess I could have put some other stuff. Like I said, I had 10 of them on my list, but this one seemed different than anything that I have going on. So that's what I was like, and it's 3 color. I don't do that very often. I do that a lot here, but this is my number 5.
I mean, those are your choices. But I do like the card as well. That egg counter thing really reminds me of bounty counters. I kind of wish it was
your
still
vampire.
called that.
Your vampire one?
Yeah. Yeah. I enjoyed the bounty counter there. And so like I've kind of already I feel like I've already done the deck.
Yeah. But you get the flavor of that because it's like she's implanting an egg in that body.
Right. Yeah. Totally
gross.
Totally awesome. Yeah, it's not
creature.
So yeah, no, I think it's cool. I think that should be used.
Yeah. All right. What is your number 5? Or
give you a second.
That wasn't on your list, right?
No, it wasn't. No, because I'd already kind of done it, so I'm not really interested in. All right, so I'm gonna go with Verak, Warped Senjir.
Spell it for me.
Verrak, comma.
I just need that. Oh, yes, he was on my list too. I like this guy. Yep, he's not on my 5.
He's not on my 5. He's not. Okay,
he's not my 5. But I like
so
this.
This is 1 and a white and a black. It's 2/2 flying death touch lifelink, and then whenever you activate an ability that isn't a mana ability, if life was paid to activate it, You may pay that much life again. If you do, copy that ability. You may choose new targets for the copy.
So this
the
seems,
only reason why I'm like, this is awesome, right? I'm pretty sure this happens,
are you
but
about to do
fetch
fetches?
lands.
You're gonna
Yeah.
do fetches. I knew you were gonna do fetches.
Come on. This is black, white landfall all over it, right?
So the funny thing about that, it
Is that right? Am I wrong in thinking that?
Because it's not a mana ability. It's not producing mana.
Right.
You're going to
Right.
find a land.
It's an activated ability.
So can I tell you why it didn't make it in my 5? Is I don't want to research and see what cards I can pay life to do this. So I'm not even going to
Right. Right.
But fetches, that's fucking brilliant. Yes.
When I thought fetches, I didn't think beyond that. Again, like what
Lowery.
you're saying is like,
build.
so that might not even work, but that's why it's at number 5.
If it works, you should build it and play all 10 off color or all other 9 off color fetches.
Everything that works with it.
Every off color fetch. Well, that
I
wouldn't
might
work.
do it.
No, because
I might fucking do it. It's only 3 mana to come out. It seems insane.
Yeah, it does. I like it. It seems pretty sweet. Plus, you're paying the life. It has life link on it. Death touch. I didn't realize the death touch part. Yeah.
So also I'm coming this up right now is Vampire Nighthawk is one of my favorite cards, like old school cards from way back when.
Yeah.
I used to try and make modern decks around it, like putting Rancor on it and stuff like that. So this is very, lifelink, death touch, flying 2/2 for 3. It's very much that card with this bonus. So that kind of calls me there as well.
You know what?
It seems cool if that works. If it doesn't work, then it's just a lame FAV5.
Hey, that's where our number 5 spots, right? That's where we're there.
Right.
Okay.
Right. What do you got for 4?
All right. My number 4 is, oh shit. Is it, and I don't, why I was on the treadmill when I did this. I think it's an HD. Is that the right? Nope. It's an ND. So it's Shawnid Sleep.
Shauna? Oh,
no,
okay.
Shawnid Sleeper's Scourge. So this is 1 red, white, and a black for a human knight 2/4 menace. Other legendary creatures you control have menace. Whenever you play a legendary land or cast a legendary spell, you draw a card and lose a life. So again, it
seems cool.
I like this. This is why this is number 4. I like this better. It almost seems not redundant. It seems similar to the last card, card I had, in that you're drawing with a benefit with stuff. But this is, you could play a shit ton of legendary lands. You're drawing a card, you're losing a life. You're in white and black, which is gaining life like colors. So you shouldn't have any problems with that. But then it's also making it so that your creatures that you do cast, you have evasiveness with menace built in on it, and you're drawing off of whatever creatures you play. So you're basically,
it does a lot
legendary stuff. So I think this would be a lot of fun. It's not unique enough to be like, all right, there's not
it's Mardu legendary creatures.
Right. That's pretty much what it is. So it's very good. And the thing is we have a 5 list. I'm not building all 5 of these. We had a 5 list for fucking New Capenna. I built 1. I don't even know if I built 1. Yeah, I built 1. Yeah, I built Duke. Yeah, so I built 1. So
I built 2.
Oh, I'm not even on the button. Oh, good for you. But the thing is
it's just I follow through a little bit more. That's it. That's all it is.
So I like this one. It's very good. And it's just playing legendary things and land. I like that part of it, is like being able to play a land and drawing a card off of that seems fucking fantastic. So this just seems fun.
With that.
Seems good. Good and fun. All right. What is your number 4?
Good and fun. All right. So this one's going to be for the memes. Cole, I hope you're watching along with everybody else that supports me in this endeavor. But
say the damn thing. No, I'm just kidding.
Jedit Ojanen Mercenary. JEDIT. It's 1 and a white and a blue.
Fucking Forest Walk.
3/3.
I was close to bringing this in too.
All right. So whenever Jet it or
bad.
another legendary creature enters the battlefield under your control. You may pay 1 forest. If you do, create a 2/2 green cat warrior creature token with Forest Walk. Team Forest Walk hashtag. Hashtag TFW. That's all I'm saying. I mean, it seems cool. Again,
There was
this is probably
there was a lot of
barely-
t-shirt ideas thrown around yesterday.
Right.
And I
Hashtag
think they're all
TFW. Team Forest Walk.
And Urza's
um,
all the way. Urza's Saga all the
so
way. Urza's.
technically, this is very similar to the one that you just picked.
I
right
was
there.
just
Like,
thinking it's legendary. Yeah, but
legendary, and then instead of drawing a card and losing a life, I'm paying a green and creating a creature token. And so I think the drawing cards is generally pretty good, but Forest Walk is just better, more appealing in my mind.
Did you say better?
Yes. Did
drawing?
Did I stutter?
We're not doing staple verses. You don't have to be a bullshitter. You know that Forest Walk is not better than drawing. Stop it.
Just depends on what part of the game. If I have Yavimaya out, yeah, it's better. If
One
I
out
have
of 100
Saga out, then
cards.
it's not, clearly.
1 out of 100
If-
cards, buddy. 1 out of 100
If
cards.
I have Urza Saga out, it's just not as good.
We
I
are not
agree.
doing stable verses right now. Stop it. What is happening? I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. No, I actually,
yes.
I think it's a fun card. This was on my, I'm going to write it down, and then I didn't actually write it down, but it was there.
I wish he was a pirate rather than a mercenary, but I do think like when I saw him, I was like, that's pretty cool. I like that.
It's funny because it's like a sneaky 3-color, because you're like, it's white and blue, and then you're like, oh, that pay 1. It's actually green, white, and blue. Like, I don't know, but that adding the token in on the legendary stuff. The hard part is that Forest Walk. You really just have to have that Yavimaya, because I don't think you really want to build. Are you going to turn their stuff Forest Walk stuff? Are you going to turn their lands forest?
I could do that.
But everybody plays green because green is good, so it's the best color in
What
Magic.
is that? Liege. There's that green liege that can tap.
Gaia's Liege.
Yeah.
Liege. Yeah.
For 6 mana, I can
That's a
just
good card.
start doing 1 forest per turn.
So you're in a 3-color deck with Gaia's Liege, which is 3 green pips, and 3 colorless. Makes sense.
What's your issue here?
I mean, I already have Yavimaya out, so whatever, Cradle Growth, so I got it.
All right, what do you got for 3?
No, and I don't mean we turned it into staple verses. I didn't mean to turn it into staple verses. Okay,
Look, we didn't do it last week, so we got to double up this week.
So I like the new Joda, the Unifier. So this actually kind of came up because we were talking on Discord. Renshaw was like talking about his dragon deck. I was like, I really want to build a dragon deck. I was like, well, if you were going to do it, which one would you do? And I didn't go through our list yet. So at that time I was like, well, maybe this, and that. I'm like, I don't know. There really isn't one that I did Scion of the Dragon and all that stuff. So Joda made the list because, so really quick what it is, it's Wooburg. So it's all 5 colors. It's a 5/5 human wizard. Legendary creatures you control get X+X, where X is the number of legendary creatures you control. Whenever you cast a legendary spell from your hand, exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a legendary non-land card with lesser mana value. You may cast that card without paying its mana cost, put the rest of them on the body of your library in a random order. So I thought that this could be it if I wanted to go the dragon route again. If I wanted to jump back into dragons. I love dragons. They just, for me, it was always beat face. I always like tricky stuff, different things, mechanics. This seems like it could be fun because you're, okay, gonna back it up really quick. Slivers, I hate, but I could see playing the first sliver because of the cascade. It's random. You're casting this and you cascade into this. It seems fun. This seems like that as well because it's like a cascade trigger.
It definitely is like a cascade, isn't it?
Yeah.
Specific. Legendary cascade.
Legendary cascade. So you're casting your legendary thing and then you cascade into something else. I think that could be a lot of fun, and you're gaining, like, each one of those is getting bigger as how many legendary creatures are out there. So this seems fun. Like, I might actually do this because I do want to build a dragon deck. I love dragons. I just haven't played a dragon deck in probably 8 years, before I had kids. is the last, maybe even longer, because I don't remember playing Dragon except at Lutzen, and that's been a while since I even played that. So I think this could be fun. And this is not specific. You don't need to be dragons, it's anything. Well, and that's the other thing you got to remember is a lot of the dragons aren't legendary. So it might not necessarily be a dragon deck, but I could turn it into something like that.
It could just be like a legendary
deck.
Right.
Yeah. This is a legendary commander. So that is why it's my number 3. It's something I'm really thinking about hitting up. It had 5 colors, dude. Woo! I haven't done that in a long time.
Yeah.
So that'd be an interesting build. But
that's some commitment.
Yeah. So what is your number 3, Lau?
I think I'm gonna. I got that. I'm worried. So like I said, I'm picking what I don't think you're going to be doing. So I regret because there's some that I'd like to talk about that I don't have room for now. I should have just been aggressive, right? I should have just picked my first one.
This isn't like a draft. We're not fantasy football right now.
I'm trying to outdo you here. All right, let's. I think
so.
Okay. I'm gonna go with Aster, Bearer of Blades.
ESTR?
ASTOR.
AS.
It's 2, a red and a white for a 4/4 human warrior. When Aster enters the battlefield, look at the top 7 cards of your library.
That was my
You may
last
reveal
cut.
an equipment or a vehicle card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library. Equipment you control have equip 1, and then vehicles have crew 1.
Dude, this was my last cut. This was good.
Was it?
It was the only reason I didn't do it is because Magda is kind of my vehicle deck. But this, dude, playing equipment with high attack, like for example, Helm of the Host. Just throwing that out there for later. What we're going to be talking about for
That'd be a
Stableverses.
terrible idea.
This would be awesome. Helm of the Host and equipping for 1, dude. Like you could. Those big equip stuff is awesome. And then it entering, this is awesome. I like this card. I want you to build this deck. Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
It's a bit of card advantage and it's a mana like reduction. So it's technically mana ramp for specifically equipment. I'm not interested in the vehicle version of this. I don't know if I really like vehicles. I took apart the budget like rebuild of the blue-white vehicles that came out at Kamigawa.
Cole's vehicle
it.
deck is pretty brutal, but yeah,
it did well. It did very well.
But
I just didn't, like there's that thing, like it could be good or bad, but like I just don't enjoy it.
Yeah. So you'd be focused on the equipment side of this one.
Yeah. Yeah. And so it just feels good. I don't think I have an equipment deck. Again, I probably do with Glenn, but I'm talking about taking that apart because it's very similar to Refine and Alayla. So
if I had the Shia LaBeouf GIF right now, I'd just be like, do it, because I want you to do this one.
I mean, there's a chance at it. It's at 3. It's something.
Yep, 3 and lower is where I'm like,
that has a chance. Like Varric has a shot too. I like how you're like, I haven't chosen any of the ones that you're choosing, Lowery, but you should build Varric and fetch. And then you should build the equipment. You're very positive today. I don't know if you just think you can beat these decks pretty easy. That's probably what it is.
Lowery, build those shitty decks because they weren't on my list. They're shitty. I'm just kidding. Yeah. There's so many to choose from. No, I dig this. Like I said, this was my last cut. Second to last cut. There was another. All right. But I'm not going to say it.
What do you get it to?
All right. So I feel like it could take yours, but I was going for Ivy in this one. For my
what is Ivy? Oh,
Ivy.
No, it does not. All right.
So it's green, blue. And so we got Simic there. It's 2/1 flying fairy rogue. Whenever a player casts a spell that targets only a single target other than Ivy, you may copy that spell. The copy targets Ivy. So you may cast it. So if it's like, Path to Exile that person's creature, you don't Path to Exile Ivy. But you can play off of this because what it says is a copy of an aura spell becomes a token. So you can you could have your creatures out and do it to my own stuff where I'm like, all right, I'm going to do this, and it's duplicated. So this seems like it could be a lot of fun. This is just the beginning thoughts of it all. It seems like being able to just cast one thing to target your stuff and duplicating it to her, getting that benefit. And then also at the same time, other players doing stuff to their own things could be a lot of fun. Like this could be crazy. And it's only 2 mana. Like this isn't much to come out. So you could almost, I'm kind of thinking maybe a Voltron-y deck or just good stuff, casting stuff that helps one creature and helps it. So let's say anything that's like target creature gains flying. Like, number 2 is playing a lot of that stuff with Chun-Li and Blanca, and draw a card. Target creature gains flying and draws a card. You're duplicating it. So you're drawing 2 cards off of a 1-drop thing, so it seems like there's a lot of things you could do with this. So this is my number 2. This is actually very high up there because I haven't done a Simic deck and I can't even remember. There isn't even one up there. Rashmi is no longer alive, I don't think.
I do really like this card, but it's more of a 99 for me in Calamax.
Oh yeah, so your Calamax deck is your Calamax deck.
And so I think I could move it a little bit more in that realm of what's going on there. So like, I think I'd like add in Zada, which copies it for if it just targets one, it copies it for all your creatures. Mirror Wing Dragon, along with all those copies, go on to Calamax, and then every time you copy an instant, I believe it might work there. And adding into Calamax, like I think it just really works in that deck for me. So it's not something that I would want to make currently.
Yeah, you have.
But it's a really cool card. I agree.
Very similar. So you don't want to actually do that. Yep.
Right.
That makes sense. Right. But yeah, so this is.
I'm worried. I don't know what your number one.
My number one. I guarantee you don't have the same number 1. Guarantee it.
Are you?
Guarantee it. Guarantee. No, because I'm going first. I was gonna say I will take a shot at Malord if we have the same number 1, but I go first. If you went first, then I would do the other way.
Right.
Yeah. No, I guarantee you do not have the same number 1 as I do.
I'm gonna go with this one for number 1 or number 2. I'm not doing 1.
Hey, number 2.
Hey, number 2. All right.
Which can I give it? Can I do a really quick side note? Zeke loved number 2 in that every time I went up to like check on him, they were like, "Is number 2 here?" He liked saying number 2. He's like, "When's number 2 leaving? Is number 2 here?" He loves his daughter too, Coco. So he's just it's pretty funny.
That makes sense.
Hey, number 2. All right, sorry, number 2. I might
have a button for that too.
Yeah, you're right. Where's
my
2?
So my number 2, I don't think it'd be your number 2 or number 1. We already did your number 2. So clearly it's not your number 2. I'm really worried about my number 1 though.
Nope.
I guess I could switch it over.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
Okay.
Go ahead.
My number 2 is a mean card. It's gonna be Braids Arisen Nightmare.
You motherfucker. That's my number 1.
Just kidding. All right. My number 2 is...
That's my number 1. I didn't think we'd have number 1s the same. Son of a bitch.
Give me a second. No, I can switch this really easy. That's the point of this list. All right. My number 2 is going to be...
That's your number 1.
My number 2 is going to be... So this is the one that was getting squeezed out. And so I'm happy to talk about this one too. Zur, Eternal Schemer, white, blue,
Did
black.
you think I was gonna choose Zur? What was the one you were worried about?
I didn't know what you were choosing. That I had a feeling it was top 3, and they're like, I guarantee you it's not one of these. I'm like, okay.
God, damn it. Well,
I was like, I'm pretty sure it's one of these 3.
Damn it.
Okay, I want to talk about my number 2 is Zur, Eternal Schemer. So it's 1/4 flyer for only the 3 mana, white, blue, black. Enchantment creatures you control have Death Touch, Lifelink, and Hexproof. So that's fantastic. It's kind of like Theros God Tribal. I love it. And then also you can pay a white and a colorless. Target non-aura enchantment you control becomes a creature in addition to its other types and has base power and base toughness each equal to its mana value. So it's number one, it makes your Theros gods Death Touch, Lifelink, Hexproof. Somebody on the Discord is making that. I want to say it's dragging me down, but I could be wrong there. I thought that was a really good idea, but you could just play just kind of like lockdown tribal like you do with Zur the Enchanter that goes and searches up stuff and just like starts suppressing things. But then you turn them into creatures when you want to start winning the game. And you're clearly not going to like be able to search stuff up here, but when they turn into, you know, like a ghostly prison, and then it turns into a 3/3 Death Touch, Lifelink, Hexproof to just start attacking after you wrath.
That's the nice thing is it has the hexproof, so it has the protection built in on it.
Right. I'm glad that you stopped me from saying what I was going to say, because I was going to be wrong. But
I'm glad I was an interrupting cow. Moo.
Yep. So I just think it's really cool. I have an aura deck, but I don't have an enchantment deck. I do.
I was going to ask you about wasn't
decks.
it Estrid? Is it Estrid that you had built with the Planeswalker? Is that the right name?
Yeah.
You built that a while back. Is that you don't still have that one though, right?
No, I took that apart and I made Kestia instead, the one that it has bestow, and then whenever you attack with an enchantment or enchanted creature, you draw a card.
I haven't seen you play that deck in a long time.
I think I've only played it once in real life, but I still have it.
Yeah,
I still have it. Now that was the one where I had Sigarda out and you Torment a Hellfired as much as you could, and that killed me because I couldn't sacrifice
yourself. That was when we did the test recording, and then
that was a long time ago.
I think I still have that video, by the way. haven't done anything with it.
So, but I think Zur can be really cool. It's not one that I'm able or really like able to build because I have a Layla, which is artifact based. Again, that was enchantment based just 6 months ago, last fall, maybe a year ago at this point. But then I also have Refine.
I feel bad to make you go. This is your number two.
Nope. This is the one that was getting squeezed out, so I'm happy.
This was actually
you didn't pick my number one.
I didn't go for this one because I was like enchantments. It just feels like it's a Lowery thing because Lowery likes Zur the Enchanter.
Well, I do like Zur.
But the reason why here's the reason why I didn't think you'd pick Braids, which we're gonna just jump into that right now.
That was your number one. It was going to be my number two, and so
the reason why I didn't think is it's mono black, and so I was like, "There's no way in hell Lowery is going to pick a monocolor," and that's not why I
don't have a
it.
monocolor deck right now.
Yeah, and that's why I was like, "And I don't have a monocolor deck." No, I do. I have Magda.
You have red. You have red decks,
but that's why I was like, "There's no way in hell we're going to overlap," and I was ready to bet a Malort shot and all that fun stuff.
You kind of did.
I did.
We have rules though. There's only 3 shots allowed, and so I won't hold you to it.
Goldschlager. I
have no interest in holding you to it.
All right, no, I said it. I fucking said it.
Well, now you're doing it because I don't want you to do it. It feels like it feels like I'm talking to my son. It's like, you don't have to do it. I'm gonna do it. Don't do it. No, I'm absolutely doing it.
Always pays his debts.
You're taking a 4th shot. How many beers have you had? This is a responsible night, apparently.
I didn't drink anything I went to Mark's and I had 2 beers, or 2.5 beers. So I'm good. That's all I drank this weekend. So I am repaying my debt because you beat me, sir. You got me. That's Goldschlager. So I can take that. It just tastes like gold. All right. Gold in them there hills. All right. Braids. What can you read the name for me? Artisan
Nightmare.
There's a T in there? Artisan?
I don't know. Arisen. Oh, it's Arisen.
Okay, hit the button, please.
Is that for me or for you?
You.
One.
She can't even read.
Thank you.
Look.
All right.
Yeah, I already said I can't read the words when you're doing it on the screen. Like I can't.
It's on your list. It's your number 2.
It doesn't mean I have it on my phone. That's why I'm looking at this shit over here because All right, whatever.
All right. So this is now I am. This is mono black. It is 2 black and 1 colorless for a legendary creature nightmare. 3/3. That's not scary at all. But at the beginning of your end step, you may sacrifice an artifact, creature, enchantment, land, or planeswalker. If you do, each opponent may sacrifice a permanent that shares a card type with it. For each opponent who doesn't, that player loses 2 life and you draw a card. I'm very wanting to build this, but now I don't want to take it. If you really, number 2, I want to see what your number 1 is. This seems a lot of fun, like all you have to do is just build up throughout the game. It's 3. This is coming out early. And sacrifice stuff, you sacrifice what everybody doesn't have, and you're drawing 3 cards for the most part, and this seems like it could be a lot of shenanigans you could do here. Even though it's mono black, I don't like going monocolors, but black is very powerful. Black has enough tools in it that you can handle all the aspects of what you need in a commander deck. And so I think this could be fun. It's not a high casting cost commander. There's going to be a lot of draw in it. There's going to be a lot of life loss in it. So I think.
Do you think this lines up with something that's very similar to like a Mogus deck? So they're choosing to either sacrifice an artifact or take 2 life, or a creature, or take 2 life.
Yeah, but there's a bigger benefit to me drawing.
Right. But you don't have red. So that's a little bit different. But like it's very similar to, you're sacrificing something as well, and that's where the cost of like you need to sacrifice an artifact or a creature or enchantment or planeswalker
or land
instead. And so something in that realm, or I'm drawing multiple cards, to whereas like Mogus doesn't have that benefit, but the 2 life losses.
Yeah.
So like I think it's kind of similar to that. So if you have that in your play group, I probably wouldn't build it. But if you don't, or you have a Mogus deck and you want to kind of switch it around,
there's always a Mogus deck. Solid. We have 2 kind of in our play group. If Jeremy's here and if Lucas is here, we have 2 Mogus decks. I think this is, you have to build it though, because you can't just build it on, I'm just going to play stuff and then they get I'm sacrificing something and then drawing off of it or whatever. You have to build it in that your sacrifice gives you a benefit at the same time. You're not, and you have to figure out how you want to sacrifice stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like I could sacrifice a land. Is it worth it for me to sacrifice a land? Because no one's going to sacrifice their land, and you get to draw 3 cards, and they each take 2 damage. The 2 damage is going to be minimal in the beginning, but it will make a difference. Like, kind of like Mogus. That's the same thing with Mogus.
Yeah, like, same thing. I'm going to take 2. I'll take 2.
But the draw is a lot bigger with this. Yeah. 3 cards off of that. Not as
good as Forest Walk, but it's good.
I hate your face. All right,
that's how the t-shirt goes. It's not as good as Forest Walk.
We need to start writing all these slogan downs. No, stop it. Everybody's gonna. That's what I said. Was I think at our last night I said we should keep track of how many get bought, because I'll be the only one that buys my shirts and everybody will buy yours. We will sell out on those. All right. So what is your pseudo number? Well, no, it actually would be your number 1.
No, this is my real number 1.
All right. What is your number 1 card here?
Shanana.
What is it?
All right. So it's Shana, Shanna, comma, Purifying Blade, green, white, blue.
Oh, I did too many N's.
NNA.
I had 3 N's.
No, Batman.
Oops, wrong one.
Yeah, I guess there's 2. Purifying Blade.
There you go.
All right. So there's a 3/3 lifelink. At the beginning of your end step, you may pay X. If you do draw X cards, X can't be greater than the amount of life you gain this turn. And so this is where I was saying, like, I plan on cannibalizing Trelasara, which is like whenever you gain
monster,
a life, right?
Delish.
I plan on getting rid of that and just making it into this deck. And being able to add blue and drawing cards is just better than scrying.
Yeah.
you know,
were you waiting for me to agree with that?
I don't know. That's just kind of where I was. Like, this is probably the most likely, because I've been like,
Hey, this will be
I like
interesting because
Trelasara, but I don't,
yeah.
because it's very fragile and very dependent on her. Even though like I can gain life, but like the scrying is important, and she turns into like a 10/10 plus pretty easy. But at that same time, like you still don't have cards. Like, you're always waiting for that next one. And so this feels like being able to just like draw 3 to 5 cards at the end of your turn.
So would
Seems
you
good.
build this more around a Voltrani deck? Because when I liked this card too, but then why I moved on quick was like, you got to gain the life, so you got to build this around gaining life and blah blah blah. I was like, I already have some life stuff, so
Right.
I'm moving on. I missed that she has lifelink built in on her. So would you do it with her being a Voltron, where you're trying to do damage, gain your life, and then draw your cards? Or would you do it on spells gaining life? Like, how would you?
Like, maybe a little bit, maybe not like growing her huge, but having the ability to give creatures unblockability.
Mm-hmm.
I can see that happening.
Well, I mean,
I was
because it's spells too. You can just I mean, you're in white, so you can just gain life by casting stuff.
That's true.
And then
That's true. I don't know
drawing
if that
cards
is
off
as
of that.
exciting to me as like
Doing
lifelink
damage.
creatures.
Mhm. I get it.
So, and it is only at the end of your turn, but you like probably it'll be Soul Sister.
We know
like
what your
whenever I
game
have-
winner is going to be in that one, right?
Ajani.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
It's
guys
gonna
should
be
be
good.
If anybody plays life gain, you should be playing that card because it's amazing.
Right on.
It
Yep,
is
yep.
amazing. No, I
And
like this card a
so-
lot. Like, because that you may part. It's a gate. You're in a life gain deck, which is always good in a big commander game, and then it's a draw benefit. So you're like, I gained 7 life, and I'm gonna draw 7 cards. Sweet, like that's huge. Yeah, I like it. I want you to build this too. I want you to build all your decks, Lowery, in the next month.
I'm not going to. I'm not going to build Zur. I'm not going to build Jetted.
Are you gonna build braids? You had it on your
Nah.
list.
No, I wasn't going to build it. That's why I didn't care if I was going to like that number 2. Like, that's the weird thing, right? Like, I'm excited about them, but
Yeah.
they're probably more like braids is a nightmare. It's going in my nightmare deck, nightmare horror deck.
Is it nightmares and horrors?
Yeah,
Is it really?
it's both.
I always
It's
thought
a
it was
nightmare
horrors. I thought
It
it was
is horrors, but it's also nightmares. There's just not many nightmares.
holy balls face. I didn't.
Umbrus. Thank you for pulling that up.
Yep.
Forgot it.
Umbrus 1/1 for each opponent. Blah, 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 whenever Umbrus or another nightmare or horror. I always thought it was a horror.
Because there's only like 3 good nightmares.
What is nightmare at least a nightmare? I want to see that. Is it nightmare?
What?
The horse?
No, I think that's a horror.
No, the horse is just a horror. God damn it! It's a nightmare horse.
All right, it is a nightmare. Thank God.
Remember when
That
this
would've
card
been-
was
That would have
good?
been a flavor fail right there.
The art that I remember is that bad boy.
Oh, it was a nightmare. All right. Nightmare to deal with. So yeah, that was more of like, I'm excited for braids because I would put it in there. I like Zur as a character. I love the enchanter version of it.
You
and
built
so I
you
think
built
that
that
pulls me
and
there.
destroyed it pretty quick because it did really well.
People fucking hated it. It was pretty rough.
It's funny
Because
because
people because the
level
funny thing
of-
I remember. Yeah.
I was gonna say the level of like you have this like really narrow balance where it's like if it does too well, you're like, fuck it, it's dead. And if it's really bad, you're like, fuck it, it's dead. But if it's in that sweet spot, and Zur did
Right.
really well, and like people hated it because it did really well. So you're like, fuck it, get out of here. Because it's fun
Well,
games.
but
I mean,
like
you could downgrade it like last week's episode. Check that episode out if you guys haven't seen that episode.
but it did what I wanted it to do.
Yeah.
And when things do what I want them to do, and then I'm like, this looks miserable for everybody else. And I'm like you're saying, I could downgrade it, but I'm happy with the way that it did it. Anytime I pull this out, even if I downgrade it or not, it's gonna get hated out of the table.
Well,
So we're just gonna get rid of it.
Don't pull it out at the table, Larry. It's
well,
not at the table, Carlos.
It's only impressive at the beginning, and then you all get adjusted to the size and the strength of it, and then it's just
all right.
It's a limp deck.
We need to move on because how do we do this? We're an hour and 30 minutes. I didn't think this would last that long. That's what she said.
Right. We spent a lot of time talking about games.
Yeah, we did. It was actually like 30
sorry.
some minutes. Wait, I need to get my buttons. Let's see. Staple versus button. All right, we got that. So we hit this, and it's not. Oh, that's what we are doing actually. So
Round 1.
Excuse me, I believe you have my stapler.
Fight.
Staple versus. All right, back to it.
I'm gonna be honest. Every time that goes off, it sounds like you're just literally doing it right now.
Staple versus. All right, so this week we have. Oh shit!
Hold on.
What?
Did
We
I
gotta
win?
No, we got to do last week's. Yes,
You just spoiled it.
Don't worry. No, we got to do last week's. But I'm
Right.
trying to get things set up so that we can get both of these on here. Okay, so,
All right, 2 weeks ago, Adam was
well, this was what we had.
not that one.
Nope,
It was
I know.
Azuri's
I got it.
Predation. He was
There we
that,
go.
and I was in Garuk's wake. And Adam, you definitely use the shitty art. I don't like that art. I
But
like
no,
the
that's the thing is like
promo art.
no, I know the promo art, but the thing is the more expensive one is the newer one.
Yeah,
So
I don't
I
care.
didn't do it on purpose.
Okay. Yeah, you did.
I normally do it on purpose, but I didn't do it on purpose. I promise I didn't.
All
Okay,
right.
so
I got
Where-
dominated. I'm almost 100% sure of this.
So in your opinion, not just like where you got dominated, where did you think that ended?
In the bedroom.
Lucky.
Where do I think it was? Like 70-30 predation.
You're pretty damn close, dude. That's a really good guess. Except flip flop that shit. So
No,
yeah.
shut up.
Yep, no, flip flop it. So
What do you
I'm
mean?
sorry.
Like 30-70
Mm,
predation.
mhm.
Is that what you wanted?
So YouTube voted, and it was 72% for In Garuk's Wake.
Shush.
Twitter voted, and it was 77% for In Garuk's Wake. And Discord, my Discord, voted
yours,
more
it's
for
mine.
me. Voted more for me this time. 69% in Garuk's Wake. So they still, everybody, get your goddamn crown on. Put it on. You won.
Wow.
You won. You guys are dumb. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
I'm
I'm
surprised. But I think
it's funny because in Garuk's Wake, what did I even write down the oh yeah, we
it
did
doesn't matter, peasant. In Garuk's Wake is the superior card.
All right, Lowery, why don't you introduce what are this week's episode while I try to fucking minimize this shit so I can get this on the screen right.
I'm very surprised. I'm a big Azuri's Predation.
I know.
All right,
That's
so-
I was like, what?
I don't think I've ever even used in Garuk's Wake.
I bought it as a spec. Like that's
Right,
the
me
one
too.
thing I bought it as, but I wasn't like Azuri's just being able to keep those creatures around like after you're fighting, whatever.
Yeah, you know what's happening, Ted. In well, like in Garuk's
dong.
Oh, that's
Good
what
one.
is that called? That's called sounding, I believe. So watch out for that.
What is sounding? I know space docking, but I don't know sounding.
Okay, so I learned about this it was like 2 a.m, and me and some buddies were driving down to Texas, Mexico, but
This is fantastic that I'm getting this.
and yeah, no,
this
this is
lesson
disgusting.
right now.
They were talking about sounding, and this is where people couldn't get off anymore. Like guys couldn't get off anymore because they were sounding, which is if you're around kids or coworkers that don't listen to this, please don't listen to this part.
Turn
Please.
your radio off.
So it's something about like men being able, like, this is how they got off, where they would stick metal rods up their pee hole and it would expand it. And they would continue to do kind of like how they do like ear gauges, and it just continued to make the urethra bigger.
How long do they keep it in? Like,
I don't know.
it just keeps expanding. Is it like just teasing?
It was
what?
It was literally like 2 to 4 a.m. like talk radio. I swear it wasn't quite Oklahoma, but it was Kansas. The Bible Belt clearly has some, I don't know what the fuck was me, and because like the driver at that early is driving, and I was sitting there trying to talking with them, keeping them up, making sure that we're going good. That was my job, and we laughed for like 45 minutes.
That's ridiculous. What the fuck?
We couldn't figure out. We could not figure out actually what
How
was
do you
going
expand the rod? Like,
no, I think you just get a different rod. I think you pull out the one and then you put in another.
oh my God.
Yeah, so like gauges on for the ear where it like expands the big hole.
But that's over
there,
time,
and I think,
though. That's over time.
So I don't know if they left it in.
If you guys know how that is, please leave that in the comments so we know how that works.
God, and I might again. This is 20 years ago that
they probably have better technology now. Now what it does
this
is
was
like a penis
05.
pump. Fit a roll of pennies in there. Why not?
It was fucking ridiculous. It was maybe it's even made up. Maybe it wasn't even real. And because like our internet phones wasn't like super popular. I think I just had my first cell phone at that point.
Dude, you just got out of a flip phone like a couple years ago.
That's not true. That's not true. That's not true.
All right.
So yeah. Yep. All right. Come back if you're done with that. You good?
All right. What are we talking about today for Staple versus my king?
We're going to talk about a normal
king.
penis size, which would be Spark Double. That's 3 and a blue creature. When it ETBs, it can copy any creature or planeswalker. If it's and it gets a +1/+1 counter on it. And if it's a planeswalker, it gets an extra loyalty. And if it's a legendary creature, that doesn't count. So really you want to be copying like probably your commander. This is that's because I'm not supposed to get into it at this point.
I have Helm of the Host. Helm of the Host is an artifact for 4. So this is the same as Spark Double.
Right.
Except it is an equipment. So there's a little bit of a extra cost, but the extra cost is fantastic. It costs
Renjai saying don't Google that. Yeah, probably don't.
Especially when you're playing Helm of the Host with Lowery's new favorite commander, where it only equips for 1. You put it on your commander, and at the beginning of your combat on your turn, create a token copy of equipped creature, except that token isn't legendary, so you can put it on your commander. And it gains haste. Holy shit, you can attack with it. You can attack with it. And you just make duplicates and duplicates and duplicates and duplicates and duplicates. This just keeps going.
Right.
Each turn. Whereas Spark Double.
Each other turn. Like just.
Well, we're not taking turns off for each of your turns.
Right. But if I play Spark Double, you're
just making
like
a copy.
Fucking like 3 or 4 turns before Helm of the Host comes down. So I probably won the game before you can even get Helm out.
Whoa. That is completely incorrect. Is that 3 or 4 turns? You play a land per turn? So
yeah. So 5?
Yeah.
Is that what we're saying?
Yeah.
I was giving you ramp.
No, what? You're playing a land per turn. The next turn. Right. If you're bad at Magic, your next turn you're attaching it. So you have 1 turn.
That's a good point.
1 turn.
Good point.
There's just 3 or 4 turns. You're
just gonna wait for somebody to kill your commander.
Your penis.
Hold on, I had to switch. I had to like do a little switch because I was thinking just wait until turn 9. Okay, you're right. You could cast something
Whoa,
for
he said I'm
like
right.
4 mana and do nothing. That's fine. What are you milking 2 commanders like a copy of it?
Well, yeah, because eventually it's 2, and then it's 3,
right.
then it's 4, and it's like I don't know what to do with it. This game's over because Helm of the Host just took over, and it's game over.
I can give you that. Helm of the Host is a okay card, and it's slow, but
not when you have that commander that you love so much. It just costs 1 to attach it.
You said that. I don't even know what you're talking about.
The commander, equip one. Equip 1.
Oh, that one? I probably won't even go in there.
That is a terrible idea.
No, I probably won't. I'd rather have like a blink spell because it doesn't like I.
No,
I get.
Okay, well, we're not going on to that commander. That's all right. We're all good.
Yeah, you're right. It's probably not going to fit there.
It fits everywhere. That's what she said.
It's a small penis. It's like a key that's too small. It just goes everywhere.
It's a pencil in the hallway.
And
it just fell on the floor.
Echoes everywhere.
Is it in yet?
Doesn't matter.
I've been going for about 15 minutes. Well, that's my record. All right.
All right. So like let's look at like Spark Double in like the applications that I use it in. I don't think I use Helm of the Host in more than one deck. And Spark Double's in that. That's kind of the point of Commander, you can't
use your Trump stats because your Trump stats you just make it up. Like it doesn't make any sense because you go.
No, you may have it. Do what I'm doing. That's all I'm saying. That's
fake news.
I'm the king, baby.
Oh shit.
That was. So like
you're a tyrant.
Like Spark Double in Umbrus is just so much better than Helm of the Host because they're like
I like Renshaw.
What?
Helm of the Host is like a gangbang. Spark Double is like getting sloppy seconds.
Yeah, I'd much rather have a sloppy seconds. That's all I'm saying.
I like the gangbang.
Gangbang sounds like a lot of work, and that's what Helm of the Host is.
I don't have that much time. I don't have that much time.
I'm going to play Spark Double and go out, have a cigar, and be in bed before Helm of the Host has any gangbang going on.
We're not even talking about what the cards do. We're just talking about
like just the speed of what's going on. That's all I'm saying. Like Helm of the Host is slow. It's so slow. Very slow. Like slow.
It's not slow. You just gotta take a turn off.
I mean, I could use other adjectives that are adjacent to slow, but I don't want to.
So the thing is with Spark Double, it dies to spot removal. Helm of the Host, your commander gets killed and it falls off. It just falls off. You pop it back onto whatever creature you want. You don't have to put it on your commander. You could put it on other things that are out there. You can go, any of my freaking Duke stuff would have been fantastic where there's an ETB trigger. You continue to make tokens that give you ETBs. Right. It doesn't have to go on your commander.
Do that with Spark Double? I can do that with Spark Double the one time.
The one time, yes. What I'm saying is it gets killed and then it's done. It's in the graveyard. Helm of the Host, I mean, you have to do the...
Kill that.
You could kill it with artifact removal. Yeah, I got it too.
Right.
But creature, what is the most killed? What is the most killed? Wait, what is the most killed in? What is the most removal in Magic? Please do what you always do.
Enchantments. We've talked about this.
We're not even on it.
This
is artefacts. We're on artifacts.
It's not even applicable. Whatever we're talking about.
I hate your face. Enchantments? Wait, that just hit me too. You just did it. I love you and I hate you.
I'm consistent as long as I lie. That's fine.
It's really good because it didn't click with me right away. That was good. That was fantastic.
Okay, so one thing that I should state is both of these only can affect your creatures. So like Spark Double can't copy an opponent's creature if they have something better out there, and Helm of the Host can't equip to a different creature for, it just they both are affecting your own. And I don't think we intended for that to happen, but that is something
Yeah.
similar when you're
I actually, when
When
I didn't see that in there, I was like, shit, can he copy anything? And then as you said that, I was like, oh yeah, it does say just your creature. Shit. But I will give you one benefit. No, I'm not giving you the you get a planeswalker.
you could.
I can't.
You should
do a
because it's
planeswalker.
better.
I
So
can't
like
do a
the
planeswalker.
thing is like I do like got it. Somehow my tiger hood caught it. So like using it, like talking about where Helm of the Host
Ooh.
has
Renshai said, Helm of the Host is like having Spark Spark double every turn.
Kid can't even read.
That's that Goldschlager. That was my bet that
is
I
that what
lost.
it was?
Yeah.
Maybe you shouldn't make bets that you can't back up.
I didn't think you would actually choose my card. I choose you.
I mean, and Renshai is not wrong.
No, he's totally
The
right.
part
I
is
love
playing
Renshai. I
cards-
love our patrons. I love our fans, our Discord members, our everything.
He loves you so much.
Well, that I'd love that more.
Getting
Hand
HJ.
gesture.
You
And
got
Lowery, this is a kid podcast. Stop it.
no, it's not. We just talked about sounding, which you should not Google.
I did not talk about that. I am insulted. All right, go ahead. You're reading.
It becomes like at a loss when you talk about sounding a little bit. But the thing about like Helm of the Host, it is a lot of mana, and I use it in my Omnath, the 4-color Omnath, because it can generate a lot of mana. So like I feel like Helm of the Host can go really well in those decks that can create a lot of mana.
I would just say build a better deck.
I think people probably use Helm
I
of
would
the
just
Host
say
more than they
build a better
should.
deck.
I'm just saying they use it more than they should. It's really expensive. It's a 9 mana investment versus 4 for the first trigger.
Is
and
that
if you live beyond that first trigger, then yes, I agree.
That
but
they
if people are
referred
like,
to as
your
me?
commander's good,
Are you
and
referring
more
to
of your
they as
commanders
me?
is
Am
really
I a
bad
they?
for me, and you can't do anything about
Am I
it.
a they?
Are you a they? I don't know what your pronouns are. We haven't had that discussion.
That was an air high five. Lowery, I love you. I don't have any more arguments. I really don't like.
That's all I'm saying. I have found that like commanders that are good gain a target. And so if you're investing 9 mana and then they just go removal.
That's the thing is like Spark Double though, like yes, they get removed, whatever. But Helm of the Host, they remove your commander, it just moves to a different thing. Like you're playing good creatures in your deck. You're playing cards that work with your deck.
But then it's 14 to get some type. You know what I mean? Like, how much mana are you investing in this to get?
But the thing is, it's
that
continuous.
repetition.
Whereas Spark Double it's 4, it gets killed, it's gone. Helm of the Host, the creature gets killed, it's not gone. It's there.
Right.
Like you're based on recursion, where this is like, yeah, it can get removed to artifact removal and all that stuff, but it goes back, and then you're like, well, maybe not my commander.
Let's use
now
Umbris as an example again. I could have a Blink theme in Umbris, and Spark Double's a better card. I can have recursion and Spark Double. I can bring that back. You have token themes, but
I would
like
give
if you're
you
off green white, it's not that good.
I would give you, if you were to take commanders, 80% of them would be, it's probably more than that, but I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt. Having Helm of the Host making duplicates and duplicates and duplicates is better. Like that isn't like, I mean, having another Akiri and Akiri and Akiri. I mean, I could keep attaching this to Akiri and making multiples of that, especially when it's a low casting commander. But that's not in the colors. Shit. or Spark Double. It's blue. That's out of the rules.
But I mean, it's partner, so you can.
I guess I could
choose a
do it.
blue.
Yeah. I was like, oh shit, I'm out of the rules.
Of 1,000 Faces, which is basically the same thing as Spark Double, and it's probably better than Helm of the Host in there because it's your commander as well. I'm just saying.
Maybe we should have done Sakashima.
That could have been interesting too. That was one of our options.
That was one of our options. Yep.
We went with Spark Double, and that's fine. But
I think this is a good comparison because I play them both. I play them both a lot. Like any blue deck, I Spark Double and probably Helm of the Host. Helm of the Host, I played, and I'm gonna be honest right here. I'm not bullshitting. I'm not playing the bit part. Helm of the Host is probably not as many as I originally when we talked about Helm. Helm, I was like 100% every deck.
Right. I remember that.
Maybe 60 to 75% of the decks.
Okay.
But I have the option because it's an artifact. You know, it can go in every deck. That's not the situation we're talking about right now. We're talking about a blue and an artifact. But what I'm saying is Spark Double, if I have blue, it is in every single deck. And with Helm of the Host, because I'm doing a duplicate type of thing. Like it's in my Brewvac, whatever deck. So
I think both of them have some type of, like, you're focusing on probably having an ETB effect a little bit.
Or what your commander is doing is
aggressive.
Multiple. It's good to have. Like, it's really good in a Brewvac deck where you have another Brewvac and another Brewvac and another, like when it multiplies. And now we're being not argumentative. We're just talking.
We're discussing. This is garbage now, isn't it?
Yeah, now we're back to what we did before. No, back to fighting and being ridiculous and all that shit. No,
it's too much mana. You're talking about Helm of the Host.
That is its biggest downfall. It is. But if you can attach it, the great thing about it is it's at the beginning of your combat on your turn. So you equip it.
Yeah.
And you get it that turn. So if it's late game and you have 9 mana, you tap your 4, you put it out, you tap your 5, you put it on, you have a duplicate of what you're trying to do.
I agree with you, and I'm sure the chat and Discord would agree with you that this is one of the best equipment when you have about 23 mana. And
you mean turn 28.
Turn 28, whatever it is. I need nobody was saying it. But I have found that Spark Double is just more efficient, and if you're finding your games going really long, I think Helm of the Host is a really good card for you. But if you feel like you can end games quicker, Spark Double is going to do it for you. Like Captain N-Word would have been better as a Spark Double. You probably could have ended the game pretty quick.
I have them both in there.
Agreed. It's a Jackal. All right. I'm good. I'm good. You good?
All right. Yep. Yeah, we're hitting we hit 2 hours again. What the I told Cindy, I was like,
we fitted everything in.
Yeah.
Pancake dick.
I told Cindy, I said, hey, we'll get done pretty quick and we'll watch Game of Thrones tonight and all that stuff because I'm watching the newest Game of Thrones. And then she's like, are you sure? I was like, there's no way we're going 2 hours with this. We only are talking about Fav5s. All right.
No way.
All right, you guys, check us out next week, I guess. I was about to do like
we're going to talk about a top 10. Top 10 from Dominaria United. That includes the commander sets. We do a deep dive.
Oh, yeah.
Deep
dive.
And we generally find the gems, I'd say. Sometimes we miss them, but we find the good ones too.
Side note, really quick. It might be Tuesday.
Right.
Count on Monday, but if you see something that says Tuesday, just follow us on Twitter.
It's a holiday on Monday. We should just say Tuesday.
Most likely Tuesday.
Yeah, so, I'm going to be driving like 8 hours.
Yeah,
like that.
So Tuesday fun. Next week live, and still Malort shots. We got 2 more weeks of that.
Actually, Monday might not be bad. I'm pretty jazzed up after driving that long. Like I'm drinking a lot of caffeine.
Play it by ear. We're planning for Monday, and if Lowery is good and he's golden, we will play or do this Monday. If he's not, we will move it to Tuesday. So we got one of those 2 days for you audio casters out there. Your Wednesday is all good, so we should be good there. All right, you guys. Thanks for listening. We will check you guys next week.
Thanks for listening.
See ya.
Bye.
Second.
I love boobs. I'm talking tatas. I love boobs. I'm bunkers for honkers.
You think we
I
could get sponsored by
love
this guy?
boobs. Thanks for the memories. I
made some money.
love boobs.
You forgot your beer. You forgot your beer. Cheers it. Cheers it. Cheers it. Oh, ciao. Boobs. I love them.